the hospital right now with heart complications from the COVID-19 vaccine.
Hey guys, so I got tagged in that video about 1 million times now. Let's talk about it. I'm a heart doctor and I see many patients with myocarditis in my practice. So first of all, I wish that creator a very speedy recovery and I hope that he gets out of the hospital soon. And also I noticed that there were a few people in his comment section that were attacking him and saying that he was lying about his condition. I don't think he's lying. I think his story checks out. I think he's telling the truth based on what he says in this video. Okay, so let's talk about the facts. First of all, myocarditis is a known adverse event after the mRNA vaccines. It's very rare, but it can happen. Secondly, he said he's a D1 athlete, so he's probably anywhere from 18 to 25 years of age. He's a young male adult, and these were the patients in which we saw myocarditis happening after the mRNA vaccines. And he said that this happened a few days after his second dose. All of this checks out because that's what we know to be true from all of the investigation that was done when myocarditis was first reported after the Pfizer vaccine. The incidence of myocarditis after mRNA vaccination is about 1 in 10,000 to 1 in 15,000 people. It's rare, but it does happen, and we acknowledge that as a medical community. But here's what people may not understand, right? All myocarditis is not the same. In all of the studies that looked at people that got myocarditis after the vaccine, the vast majority of them had very mild forms of myocarditis that were treated with an anti-inflammatory, they were observed in the hospital, and then they were discharged home. And in all of the follow-up that these patients have had since their episode of myocarditis, all of their medical testing has been essentially normal. Also, remember this. The risk of myocarditis is only for young adult males that have gotten their second shot of the mRNA vaccine. So if you're somebody who got the Johnson & Johnson, if you're a man who is in his 50s, for example, or if you're a woman who got an mRNA vaccine, this does not apply to you, right? Because we're not seeing myocarditis from the vaccine in everybody else other than young adult men, and that too after their second dose. Here's the thing, guys. If you're still on the fence about the vaccine and you're worried about myocarditis, you got to ask yourself, what is your risk of myocarditis from the vaccine versus what is your risk of myocarditis if you caught COVID, right? Because the question is risk from vaccine versus risk from COVID infection. And I can tell you this as a heart doctor, your risk of myocarditis from COVID infection, if you caught COVID, is up to 5 to 6 times higher than it is with the vaccine. I can also tell you that myocarditis from COVID infection can be very severe, okay? Much worse than the mild version that happened in patients with the vaccine. Myocarditis from the vaccine is rare and it is mild if it happens. The benefit of the vaccine far outweighs the risk when you compare it to COVID infection. Ask your questions in the comments.